Hello. Hello. Welcome to Love Me, Love Me Not, episode 1, our Valentine's Day episode. I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Graydon.
And we are going to be reading some anonymous messages sent to us. These will be available to do through our Instagram and I believe the newspaper. Yes. And you guys should submit because we don't know everything, but
we know a lot.
We're going to try. Do our best. Okay, so number 1. My boyfriend gets mad whenever I beat him in a video game to the point where sometimes I just try to let him win so I don't have to hear it. So, yes.
Do you want to take that one?
I'm going to take this one.
All right.
But real quick, I just want to say, in no way is this meant to be hateful towards the boyfriend. There is an option that breaking up is not, if it is or is not an option, and I do believe this person clicked not an option, but I think that your boyfriend has some deep-rooted insecurity. He may be truly upset over losing the video game, but he also may be projecting. Sometimes if you're feeling deep insecurity, it's easier to get upset about something small that makes you insecure rather than a bigger thing of, I don't know. I won't say that your boyfriend's a misogynist, but there could be a factor of he may think of it as a male-dominated activity, and it may be hard to lose to a female. I don't think you should call him insecure. If he is, which may be a stretch, it's probably best to let him deal with that on his own time. I do say, though, keep playing the way you have. Don't let him win. Do not. If he gets upset, wait for him to calm down and have that conversation. And you don't call him misogynist, but you could say that it's diminishing to you. You can be good at a video game no matter what, I know I would feel diminished or put down, and whatever the motivation he had was, I'd be curious about it. So just keep playing, bring it up. You can tell him how you feel in that sense, honestly, if that is how you feel. I don't know your boyfriend, but that's what I take it as. And the fact that you guys are playing video games together should be a good thing. It's something you both enjoy. That should be a fun activity to do, and if he's going to poison it like that, or maybe not poison, but if he's going to make it a stressful thing, then I just would not play. But that's not fair to you.
Yeah, for sure. Those are very good points.
Thank
I would say,
you.
I would say it's okay to be passionate about things, but the point of playing should be to have fun, spend time with your partner, and have a good time. And yeah, if he's getting upset about that, that's not. It's really not. It's missing the point, and it's not fun anymore for either of you.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's one of those things where he should be congratulating you if you win. He should be like, "Nice job, like that was good," and you should just be able to have fun, without stressing too much about it. So I definitely think it's a good idea to talk to him, like Charlotte said, just have a conversation with him about it. But don't just let him win, because that's no fun for either of you, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that I haven't won a lot of video games in my time, which is why I may feel a bit passionate about this one. But if I was let to win, if someone let me win, I don't think I'd feel good about it. I don't think I'd feel accomplished. You got it. Keep playing. Play good games.
Hello, I'm seeking advice. How can I stop getting too far ahead of myself before a potential relationship even begins? I feel like I always create a false representation that a person is perfect in my head and imagine a future with them. Thanks. Okay, this is a great one. What I would say is you have to know your worth, and know that you're an amazing person who deserves a good partner. And a good tip, I think, is to try to think about what that good partner looks like for you, what your boundaries are, what your like non-negotiables are, what characteristics you want in somebody. Also the things you're willing to sacrifice and the things you're not willing to sacrifice. And maybe write those things down, or keep a mental note. Just have that image in your head of what a good partner looks like for you. That's gonna be my tip. So yeah, know your worth. That's what I have to say. What about you, Charlotte?
Okay. I feel very passionately that a lot of doing better in our relationships comes from doing better within ourselves, whether these are short-term or long-term relationships or a one-night relationship or just your perspective on relationships. I think that you need to focus that energy that you're giving these other people that you imagine yourself with to yourself. And that's hard, and it doesn't have to be 100%. It could be 50-50. Sometimes it could be 20-80. But, you're thinking of a future with this person. Think about what you want for your futures. Sort of like you said, the non-negotiables. Take time with yourself to figure those out. And don't be afraid to keep meeting new people. It's okay to spend time with someone and not think that you're going to marry and have kids with them. It's okay to just enjoy your time with someone while knowing that it may not be the rest of your lives. I think that as a culture, we do in dating nowadays, obviously there's different parts, but in serious relationships, I think that we tend to immediately picture ourselves in a house, in a marriage, or traveling the world, or having kids with whoever it may be. And in committing ourselves to someone so early, we're losing time to get to know both them truly, not just your image of what you want them to be, but them. And then if it doesn't work out, you can meet other people and learn from each of these people what you want, even if it's not forever. It can lead you to understanding what you want for forever.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Thank you. And just in having a better outlook on yourself, you'll have a better outlook on your partners, and you'll know what you deserve. My boyfriend is really kind, loyal, and wonderful to me, but no matter what I do, I can't keep jealous thoughts away. I find myself wanting to read over his shoulder to see who he's texting, analyze group conversations, and if we're apart, it throws me off for however long it is. I think I'm codependent, but when we talk about it, he reassures me in every regard. It feels like a temporary band-aid to a gaping wound in my self-esteem. I've been treated very unkindly in the past, but I think it's unfair to push my baggage onto him because he doesn't deserve that. I feel like I'm too old to be this insecure. How do I navigate this without poisoning the first truly reciprocated romance I've ever had?
That's a really good one. Do you mind if I...
No.
All right. Well, I would say this is something I've even dealt with in some relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Trusting him is showing two things. One, it's showing that you love him. And two, it's showing that you know he loves you. And that's something that all healthy relationships are going to need. Your partner needs to know that you love him, and he wants to know that you know how much he loves you. So trusting him is a great way to show that. And I think it's really important because it proves that to your partner and just makes them feel better. There also would be signs. Usually you can kind of tell if something's up,
Yeah.
which I really don't think there is. Just from the description, he sounds like a really great guy. There are always signs. Someone once told me guys have a tendency to tell on themselves when they're, yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah. So try to know that if something really is up, there's a good chance you don't first find out from like looking over her shoulder or stuff like that. A lot of the time, one thing I've noticed a lot in movies, in pop culture and stuff like that, they make it seem like cheating or things like that is like super common, which isn't actually the case. It's
Really?
Well, it's not. It does happen. It absolutely does happen. But it makes it seem like it's a a definite thing
To be
that's going to
expected.
happen. Yes. Sorry, that's what I'm looking for.
No,
It's
no,
not
you're
something that
good.
should be expected in a relationship. It does happen, but it shouldn't be something that's like always like you're always worried about or you're always nervous about or anxious about, because that can lead to like more problems in the relationship
Yeah.
when you have the image in your head that it's going to happen. That's what I meant to say.
That is a great point. And it is so, do you mind if I...
Go for it.
Okay. It is so hard, because I understand too. And also, if all you know are unhealthy relationships, you are going to expect it. Even if your partner, which it seems that he is absolutely lovely to you. I do think that's something that you're going to have to deal with. I think you mentioned that you think that that you're codependent. I think that is something worth having a conversation about, just because it can look like, okay, tonight I'm going to make dinner by myself, or I'm going to take myself for a walk, or I'm going to take myself on a solo date, or you're going to go spend time with your friends, or I'm going to go spend time with my friends, like just setting time aside for alone time, not committed to talking to one another, just completely removed, because I think kind of like the past one I was talking about, I think being confident in yourself as an individual can help. Confident that I don't think your partner will, but God forbid he did cheat, that you would be okay even then. That even if all hell broke loose with your partner, you would be okay after, because you are so confident in the beautiful individual that you are. But also, yeah, like I said, a brief conversation I don't think would be a bad idea, just so he knows where you're coming from, and then you can work towards improving.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. I think it's very hard to go from sort of a state of codependence to being able to be so secure in yourself, but it is something that requires some growth and some hard work. But it's a good goal to have, and it's a good thing to work toward. It's also okay with your partner to ask for some reassurance every once in a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be like every day, but if you're feeling anxious or nervous and you're having those thoughts, then letting your partner know that doesn't come from him, but it comes more from you and your past experiences, and letting him know that you're having this anxiety and you just need a little reassurance every once in a while. And
Yeah.
I think he'll be willing to do that. It's also good to know trust grows over time, even like no matter how long you've been together. If it's been a month or 5 years or anywhere in between or anything, you'll continue to grow and build that relationship over time and mature in that relationship. And as that happens, you will be able to trust more and become more secure with them. But with that being said, it also does help for that to be an active choice, like choosing for like the little things, like not looking over her shoulder, things like that. Even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, that can help build your trust over time and just improve your relationship in the long run.
I think for me, I've had similar experiences for sure. And I think at a point, and this may not have been 100% healthy, but if he left his phone out like this, I would flip it over for myself. It wasn't like, don't see, don't hear, whatever, but just telling myself, your boyfriend sounds like an amazing man. But as I said before, if for some reason he cheats on you, if for some reason my boyfriend at the time cheated on me, knowing that, not searching for it, knowing that the truth will come out, because it always does. And if it does, being okay, it's going to suck, obviously. And I don't think it'll happen to you, but it's something that will always suck. But knowing that you'll be good in yourself, either way, I think it's important.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Knowing that you will be okay no matter what happens, but also trusting your boyfriend and not expecting anything like that to happen and trusting that he will be good to you, it's good to have a balance of those two things, I think.
For sure.
I'll read this one.
Okay.
On the rare occasion that I find actual interest in a guy, I seem to self-sabotage before I even stand a chance of him feeling the same. After this, I always get down on myself, taking their disinterest so personally. Rationally, I know everyone just has unique preferences, but the emotional part of me craves to be someone more lovable and ideal for a good man. How do I not take disinterest so hard to heart?
Wow.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
This is actually reminding me of the response we talked about, not the one before the last one, I think, where I think you have to know your worth. I think that's really important. Knowing you're an amazing person who deserves a good partner. And I think, I said this before, visualizing the type of person you want, maybe writing some of those things down, some of the boundaries you have, the non-negotiables, and then just looking for that, and knowing that if you find that, that's something you can stick for. But if it's not that, like, that can lead to self-sabotage when you put yourself in a situation where it's not really the right kind of guy. There are some rules, some personal rules that are being broken with that. That's what I think. And then also, everyone does have unique preferences. You said, I know everyone just has unique preferences. That's completely right. Someone not being romantically interested in you doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean you need to change at all. It just really is that simple. It's just not everyone. You're not going to be for everyone. It'd be weird if you were, you know what I mean? And I think that even makes a good relationship so much more special, because you've found someone that really likes you for who you are. If everyone wanted you, if everyone liked you, then it wouldn't be as special.
Wow, that is a really good point you made there. I do think, as women, it can be easy to not look for approval, but you want to be. There's definitely a representation of what the ideal woman is like, I think, at least in a certain way in the media, and I think it can be easy to want to look for approval from other people just to be reassured. And I would also suggest finding confidence in yourself and independence to know that you are, whether a man is interested in you or not. And I wouldn't have thought of that, what you said, Graydon, of if every person was interested in you, then there would be nothing special when you meet someone. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with Graydon.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm taken aback a little by that one.
Well, thank you. The last thing I want to say is that the big question here is, how do I not take disinterest so hard to heart? I think, kind of like what Charlotte said, you have to be confident in yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to be okay with yourself and be happy with who you are as a person. Find joy being uniquely and unapologetically you, and know that changing yourself, if you try to change yourself, you might be steering away a person who would truly love you for who you are, which is kind of what you need and what you want. So be happy being you, and let everyone know who you are, and that'll help you find people who are really interested in you for you.
Yeah, I like that. It was good. I think what you said about that last one was 100% correct.
Thank you.
Very well said. So, this one, I really like this one. I'm very excited about it. So, there's this guy I know, and he's sweet and nerdy, very soft-spoken with a dry sense of humor, and so very talented. We've worked together before and are working together again. We're both ace, and I'm pretty sure, 95% certain, he's single. We have the most lovely, I love the word lovely, back and forths, and everything feels so natural. He's pretty bad at texting, but our conversations in person are amazing. He's almost always the first person to view my stories and like my posts too, which is kind of sweet. But one night he came to return something of mine in the cold rain, so I invited him to hang out with me for a while. We talked and laughed, and eventually I walked him home in the rain. I really want to get with him. He's so good and funny and talented.
Cute. Okay.
Oh, this is what I needed for Valentine's Day.
This is a good one. Yeah.
This is a great one. I mean, I think definitely, like, go for it.
Yeah.
I would say go for it. I think there's never a way to be 100% sure that someone is interested in you romantically until someone makes the first move. And I'm a big believer I'm not going to say I always do it, but, like, I'm fully for women making the first move. Like, if you're interested, put yourself out there, as long as you know that if for some reason, God forbid, which I don't think is the case, or whatever you believe, forget bid, sorry, that you are still beautiful and worthy of love, no matter what the outcome is. Kind of as we said about getting into relationships before, or the one about they kind of think of a future with a person before it arrives. Just, like, know yourself first.
Yeah. That's really...
I don't know.
That's really good. I think having self-confidence, loving yourself, being okay with being single, all those things are key because, you know, in the case of rejection or breakups or anything like that in a relationship, at the end of the day, you have yourself, and you'll always have yourself. You can't get away from yourself, which is its own sort of thing, but you always have yourself. So being able to love yourself, be a friend to yourself, being kind to yourself, those are all very, very important to have in any relationship, no matter what. Yeah. On top of that, I have a method for this type of situation.
Let's hear it.
It's called poking the bear. I don't know if I can coin that.
No, I'll take it.
I'd love to coin that. Poking the bear. Here's the method.
I do think that's a term, but...
Well...
Not in this sense.
I'm coining it specifically for this.
Okay, I'm listening.
And the idea, right, is if you're in a forest, whatever, you see a bear, and you poke it. And the point of poking the bear is to see at what point the bear attacks you. But if you can get away with poking the bear, that's a good thing. So here it is. You can kind of test the boundaries a little bit in a respectful and kind way. Don't do anything weird.
Nothing weird.
But it can be small things, like if you're in a group setting or if you're just with them, sitting a little bit closer than you might with other people. Maybe some, like, playful contact if like you think you're both good with that, depending on, like, what level of friends you are. Yeah. But, like, things like that. And just even some playful flirting can be good, as long as it's all, like, with a good heart. But see if they flirt back, see if they scoot away from you if you are a little close, you know what I mean? But the idea, right, is you want to find out where that line is for them. And if that line seems to be crossing over into more romantic territory, that's a good sign. If it's not, then you know that you're probably just friends. And if you don't want to ruin that, then stick with maybe just being friends at that point. But if they're poking you back, so to speak, then you can kind of know that it might be on, and then you can poke a little more, go a little further, and just try to find that line until either A, you feel like you're ready to say, hey, I like you, like I'm into you, whatever, or B, it just becomes very apparent. So that's the method.
That's a good method. I like it.
What can I say?
I don't even know, like, I'm such a, like, I'm one of two ways. Depends on my mood. I'm either, like, a little bit, not, like, cocky, but I'm, like, well, cocky can go either way. It can either go, like, come on, like they gotta like me, like, what? Or it can be, like, that. It's usually not how it goes. Most of the time, it's, like, this is not beneficial to you. Most of the time, I'm, like, a more kind of like what Graydon said, like, poke the bear. I won't go out there and make the first move, but if you're up for it eventually, you can. That wasn't very good advice on my part. Sorry.
No, you're all good. I would also say sometimes the easiest way to do it is to just tell them, but that's very high stakes. I know you said you work together, so that can cause some problems. If you're friends, you don't want to ruin the friendship.
If you have a friend group,
but or the friend group, but if you're that kind of person, you can totally go for it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just being aware of what happens if they say yes and what happens if they say no.
If he's a nice guy, like it seems like he is, though, like it should just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't feel that same way, blah, blah, blah. Or even if he doesn't feel that way in the moment, it might just for him to know, be like, oh, now I can see this person, maybe in this sense. Could this develop to something?
Yeah, maybe. But like I said before, being confident in yourself, being secure in yourself is really necessary.
Yeah.
Just at the bottom level.
I think that's our biggest advice for this episode, especially as Valentine's Day is coming up. Just know whether you have a Valentine, whether you don't, whether your expectations are met or whether you're disappointed. I ask you to take Valentine's Day as a marking of loving yourself, loving your friends, loving your partner, but your neighbor, but mostly deeply yourself every single day, not just Valentine's Day.
That is a great point, Charlotte.
Thank
all right.
You.
Yes.
That's it for
Thank you so
Love
much.
Me, Love Me Not, episode 1, Valentine's Day.
And stay tuned because we'll be coming back with more before you know it.
And send some submissions.
Please send some submissions.
Our advice may not be perfect, but
I think it's fun.
It's here. All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye.